Alright guys, so we're just going to go ahead and check out this freaking sick front and rear bumper. We're going to start off with the rear because if there's one that I absolutely would get from Coastal Off-Road would be this rear bumper right here. So we're just going to check it out. As you can tell, we'll just go ahead and get it out of the way. The huge amount of fender that you have to remove from the bedside of the truck. There's going to be many different ways you can do that, but I'll just show you guys a few different pictures here and there. There's not much to say about this bumper other than it's freaking insane. I believe this is the first bumper that is a true high clearance, which is really cool. We haven't seen, I know there's a lot of those made for the Tacoma and such, but for the new body Ranger here, this is the first one out. We'll go ahead and read this off to you guys. This is a high-clearance DIY weld-together plate bumper kit for the 2019 Ford Ranger. This bumper is very unique in that it incorporates the factory hitch, receiver, and a winch mount. So that's awesome there. You can still use the truck for towing like it was meant for right at the factory. And then it does all this while still maintaining the factory parking sensors, which is awesome. If you have those, you'll still want them. And the spare tire location. Once again, I would probably be removing the spare tire because we'll be moving that up, because I will be upgrading my spare tire to a full size and probably storing that somewhere on the bed rack. By cutting the factory bed sides up to the bottom of the taillights, this bumper replaces the most vulnerable part of the truck's bed with a low profile plate side wings that can take a beating. So that would be the only reason that you would want to upgrade to this bumper right here. There's a lot of different ones. We'll show you guys pick. The ARB makes some, ADD makes some really cool bumpers. I'm not sure if CBI has made any for the Ranger yet, but the benefits of having such high clearance in the rear end of your truck, where the departure angle might be really steep, this could come in really handy. I would probably want to, I'll show you guys this picture right here is a good example. You might want to go ahead and fumble around with your exhaust hanger right there and maybe move that up a little bit if the clearance is there, or just go ahead and do a resonator delete and have it dump right off the back. I mean, can't sound that bad. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. As you guys see here, it does have the bedside rails, kind of, I guess you would call it. These are the bed protection hoops, only an $85 add-on, and then obviously I think that would look great. I'd probably go with the bed hoops right here because I think they just look absolutely awesome. Little side profile of it, obviously you can tell there's a huge difference between stock departure angle there with the bedsides being factory and with the Coastal Off-Road bumper on here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the front bumper. As you guys know, I already have the ADD Venom R on my Ranger, but that was before Coastal Off-Road had made these, which I might have went with this instead. However, what's done is done, but we will go ahead and take a look at the Coastal Off-Road front bumper. Once again, these are all DIY, so it comes in mini plates and stuff that are all CNC machine cut, so all you have to do is weld it together and powder coat it and make it look nice, which may sound like a huge task, but from others that I've talked to that have done the DIY bumpers, or the not so much completely DIY but weld it yourself, they say it's a great project. It's a lot of fun, and that the parts are, especially from Coastal, are very high quality and machined perfect, so that way all you have to do is weld them together. There is no guesswork. Obviously, the instructions, Coastal Off-Road did send me the instructions to weld together their rear bumper, so I'll take a look at that as soon as I can and give you guys a little more in depth on how the install process would be as far as cutting the fender liner, or cutting the bed sides and all that. I'll leave that in the description below, along with links to Coastal Off-Road's website here, where you can find products for almost any Overland type vehicle, whether that be Fords, Nissans, Toyotas, you name it. So I know I kind of talked about the benefits of having the Coastal Off-Road high clearance rear bumper other than just a standalone replacement armor bumper, and there's a few there's not many drawbacks to the Coastal Off-Road high clearance other than, obviously permanently modifying your truck, like cutting the bedsides. But hey, if you're like me and you're going to have your Ranger for quite a long time now, unless something god awful happened, then vehicles depreciate anyways. Why not make it look good in the time that you have it? So obviously here, much greater departure angle for having this high clearance bumper. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the upgrades that you can have, that you can add on to your kit when you buy this bumper. So if you have the body lift, I do not, so I would click none. That would, I'm assuming, adjust the parts a little bit. That way there's no big gap in between the tailgate and obviously the fenders and the bedsides. Material, you can either do aluminum, which is an extra $850. I would go steel. From what I've heard of, steel is, although it might be a little bit heavier, it does hold up to some huge hits. Like if you're getting this high clearance bumper and going to use it for what it's made for, you might want to consider steel as probably being the better option. If you're just going for looks and you got the money laying around, go ahead for aluminum. But aluminum is much harder to weld if you don't know how to weld aluminum and you don't have that type of setup. Swing out tire carrier. I do not believe there is a picture of the swing out on the site. However, there are some different ones, and I'll put some pictures in here as well to show you guys what their swing outs look like on other DIY rear bumpers. If you do the single swing out for the tire carrier, it's $500. Dual swing out with the jerry can holder, $850. Which, I mean, even at that, with the base price of the kit being, let's see here. The base price of the kit is, let's just put no for these, $554. Now, if you guys are Ranger enthusiasts like myself, you know that almost every other aftermarket bumper is in the $1,000 plus range, which is already 2 times the price of this. However, they do come assembled and powder coated and whatnot. But I mean, if you're just going for that look and you have the tools and the time it takes to put this thing together and make it look really sharp, that is a steal, which is another plus to Coastal Off-Road. Not only do their things come unwelded and you get to do it yourself, I think that's awesome. And that also, the shipping costs for Coastal Off-Road to get their products out to you, not only does it take less time because it's just flat panels, it's cheaper to ship because it's flat panels. Like I said, there's no huge bumper that needs to be shipped across the country. I believe these guys are located out of Canada. I'm pretty sure. I thought at one time they was out of California, but I saw in some different forums that I believe they're on Facebook. Why don't we just check it out here? Let's see. Probably in contact. Yep. BC right there. British Columbia. I believe that is the... I could have completely just said that wrong. So like I said, they are in Canada. That's pretty cool as well. Not many off-road providers are from Canada, but we'll go ahead and take you guys over to the Toyota because I'm sure they have some pictures of the swing out. We'll just go to Tacoma. Why not do the newer one? And there you go, the swing out for the Tacoma. Looks absolutely sick. Alrighty, everybody, that is going to finish up the kind of online overview of the Coastal Off-Road rear and front bumpers for the 2019 Ford Ranger. If you like these bumpers, drop a like on this video. If you think I should go ahead and pull the trigger on this permanent modification, drop a comment on the video. And then if you already have this bumper, you should subscribe to the channel because you're freaking awesome that you already have that bumper. So thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time for more Down South Expeditions.